Hello everyone, my name is Ivo and welcome to Cooking with the Koyas. So glad you could join me because today folks we're going to make our very own Amaro Liqueur. As you can see, I love my Amaros, and Amaro is just, in Italian means bitter. And these Amaro Liqueurs are great as an aperitivo before dinner or fantastic as a digestive after dinner. And I'm going to share with you today my very own recipe, which is similar to more along the Italian style of Amaros. And you know what? All these Amaros have a name. So let's have some fun, and we're going to name mine Armarivo. Okay, we got to have some fun. Let me clear off these Amaros and let's get started. So here we have a small lemon, a large orange, and a large grapefruit. If you can find organic, by all means get organic, but regardless, wash and scrub them because we're going to use the skins. Okay, so before we get to these ingredients, let's start off with the dry ingredients. I have here 1 4 to 5 inch sprig of fresh rosemary. Okay, that goes in. Now I have here 2 cinnamon sticks. They're about 6 inches, so 2 large cinnamon sticks. They're about 6 inches long. In they go. Here I have star anise, 4 pods of star anise. So there's 4 pods, they go in. 1, and make sure they're whole. 2, 3, 4. Okay, next here I have whole cloves. And there's about, I have here 35 grams of whole cloves, which is a generous teaspoon. Okay, these are all readily available and not expensive. I got these at the bulk barn. All that cost me $1. Okay. Next, 1 vanilla bean. So take this vanilla, and what I'm going to do here, you could drop that vanilla bean in just the way it is, but if we just give it a little slice up the middle, it's going to release even more flavor. So I'm just going to slice it right up the middle. There we go. Okay. Kind of a V shape. Alright, and that goes in. Boom. Okay, so those dry ingredients are now done. And let's go with 1 small lemon, or if you have a large lemon, just use half a lemon because we're going to take the zest. So the zest of a small lemon or the zest of half a large lemon, and just with a potato peeler, just peel the skin off. Now in this case, you're going to see there's a little bit of white on the back. That's okay. You don't have to avoid it because the white is the pith and it's bitter. And we're making an Amaro, so it's perfectly fine to have it. When we're making limoncello, you don't want that white pith, but for this, it doesn't matter. So go ahead and peel the zest off of 1 lemon. Potato peeler works fantastic. Let's get it all. Okay. Up top there. Okay. That's pretty good. Alright. And now we want the same thing. We want the zest of a large orange. So again, use your potato peeler. And there might be a little bit of white on the back. Again, that's perfectly fine. You don't need to try to avoid it. So let's get this pith removed, or the skin removed. Alright. And you want a large lemon because you want a large orange because you want the orange peel to outnumber the lemon peel. Alright. That's pretty good. Got a nice snack for lunch tomorrow. Okay, so let's put those in. In they go. Very simple. This recipe, folks, and making this is really, really, really easy. Very little effort. Very, very easy. Okay, now for the large grapefruit, you want the skin and the pith. So, let me get a knife. Okay, that's better, and I'm going to peel this as my grandfather taught me. Nice big piece off the top, nice big piece off the bottom, and then just run along the sides. This is a real nice big grapefruit. The larger the grapefruit, folks, the better. And again, we're going to remove the skin, and whatever pith comes with it, we want it all this time. So, alright, lots of pith and skin. So, let's just peel that grapefruit. Now there's still pith here stuck to the grapefruit. We're not going to remove that. We're just going to keep whatever pith comes with the skins. Very easy. Okay. Done. Those go in. Okay, and that's it for our aromatics and our spices. Now let's move on to our bitters. Okay, and I jumped the gun there. The grapefruit was part of our bitters. So the grapefruit is part of our bitters. Next, I've got a fresh artichoke here. And what we want about 12 of the leaves of the artichoke. And I'm going to peel these leaves off, and I'm going to look at some of the leaves more inside a little bit more. They're a little more tender and going to be more flavorful. These outside leaves are just very hard. You could use the outside leaves, but I just prefer the ones that are closer more to the inside. They got a nice color to them. They're still hard, but they're a little bit softer. So let's put a dozen in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. That's bitter. In fact, they make a bitter liqueur called chinar out of artichokes. Okay, next, cocoa powder. I have 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, and we're going to try to keep it contained, because if I put it in loose, it's going to make our Amaro Liqueur very cloudy, which is fine, but I'm going to try to keep it as clean as I possibly can. So here, I'll show you what I have. Okay, what I'm using here is a tea filter. Okay, if you don't have a tea filter, you could use a coffee filter. Put it in a coffee filter. It's 1 tablespoon of cocoa, and I want that to steep inside our mixture, and I don't really want it to come out, so I'm just going to kind of wrap it around, and I'm gonna double bag it. I'm gonna double bag it just to make sure. Okay, so let's get that in there. Again, you could use a coffee filter. If you use a coffee filter, just tie it tight so it doesn't seep out. And this one doesn't have a string. How do you like that? We got a defective one here. Oh no, it's got a string, it's just inside. Alright, let's pull that tight. Okay, there we go. In fact, I'm even going to wrap it around and pull it through. There we go. Nice little bundle right there. Cocoa, 1 tablespoon of cocoa, and it goes. 1 more ingredient. So that's it for the bittering agents. Now we're going to add our sour and floral agent, which is, this is called Rosella or Roselle. It could be spelled either way with the A at the end or just an E. You can get these readily available at any tea store or of course online, but we're going to use 1 Rosella flower, and they're red in color. This is a key ingredient right there. One of the secret ingredients right there, folks. Again, readily available, easy to find. Okay, that's it for our ingredients. We need 1 more ingredient though, and I think you know what it is. Yes, of course, we need our alcohol. I'm going to use 750 milliliters, 1 bottle of Everclear, which is 190 proof or 95% alcohol by volume. Whenever you see a number that's a proof, like 190 proof, just divide it by 2 and you'll get the alcohol by volume. So we're going to use the whole bottle. In it goes. This Everclear, the alcohol in here, is going to extract the flavors from all those ingredients. And we're going to have to push these down and get everything in there soaking into our Everclear. So let's just push these down. Okay, that is looking good. I had to break the cinnamon sticks into 3-4 pieces to get them down in there. But that is it. We're going to seal it. Step number 1 is done. This now just needs to sit. Put it in a dark spot, and once or twice a day, give it a shake. Okay, and it's got to rest for 7 to 12 days. 7 days will be less bitter, 12 days will be a little more bitter. So I like my bitter and my Amaro liqueurs, so I'm going to let this now sit for 12 days, and I'm going to shake it up every day. So we'll come right back at you in 12 days. Here we are on day 12, and what an exciting day it is. Look at our infusion here. It's been sitting patiently, and look at it, it's got some nice color to it already. Beautiful, and that's what we want. I want that little bit of a darker color with this Amaro. So it's off to a great start. All right, so today it all comes together. We're going to make our sugar syrup. So what we have here, we have 5.5 cups of water total. We're going to put 4 cups into a pot. 4 cups of water go in. And this 1.5 cups we're going to add later. Here I have dark brown sugar. Again, I'm looking for that color, so I'm going to use dark brown sugar to make the sugar syrup a little bit darker, make my Amaro a little bit darker. 2.5 cups packed. Okay, so 2.5 cups of brown sugar go in. And we are just going to mix that in, and we're going to make our way to the stove. So let's make our way to the stove and get this syrup going. Okay, so let's fire up our stove. We're going to put it on medium heat. And what you're going to want to do here is just dissolve the sugar. So we do not want to bring it necessarily to a boil, but you want to get it hot enough that all the sugar dissolves. So I'm going to bring this up to temperature and then constantly stir it to get all that brown sugar dissolved into the water. Most of it is already absorbed and dissolved, but we don't want any little clumps or any little crystals. So that's why we're going to bring it up to a little bit of a warmer temperature and get everything dissolved nicely. Okay, this is just starting to warm up. It is 76 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's just warm. And I see crystals on the bottom, so I'm going to keep stirring. And by the way, the reason you want to add the sugar to your water when the water is still cold is so that it comes up to temperature nicely and evenly and absorbs properly, as opposed to putting the sugar directly into hot water to begin with. So adding it to cold water, bringing it up to temperature slowly, and stirring along the way, that's the key. All right, this is going to be done soon. Okay, so the boiling point of water is around 212 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're currently sitting at 104, and I can see I just have very little crystals left, just a few, so a little bit more should do it. Okay, we are now all absorbed, 112 degrees Fahrenheit, and all our sugar is absorbed, so we're going to now turn down the heat. And the reason we left a little bit of water out is so that this comes to temperature quicker and it melts quicker. And now we can actually add the rest of our water, which is going to help cool this down a little bit quicker, because we do not want to add this until it is basically back down to room temperature. Okay, so we have to let this cool first, which shouldn't take that long. While our sugar syrup is cooling, let's take our beautiful infused liquor here and let's strain it. So I got a strainer here, and we're going to pour everything in. Oh, look at this. Everything is kind of crystallized, and that alcohol has done a super job at extracting flavors, oils, everything it can. These are like hard, a little bit hard. Oh, there's our cinnamon stick. Let's get that out. Get everything out, and we're going to let it just sit here and strain while our liquid is cooling. Okay, and make sure you strain everything and get every ounce out of that extraction. And our alcohol has done its job. There is absolutely nothing left. It has extracted everything from our ingredients here. So, just to show you the color, and I see it's a little bit dark and cloudy on the bottom here. Look at that beautiful color already. We already got that dark color, and again, that's due to the cocoa, and it might be a little cloudy when all is said and done because of the cocoa, but it's worth it for me to get that color. Okay, a little bit longer to wait for our syrup to cool, and the reason you want it cooled is you don't want to add hot syrup to your infused alcohol, because it's going to alter the flavor completely, and you also run the risk of losing some alcohol. When all is said and done with this syrup and with the syrup and the alcohol, we're going to end up with about 30% alcohol by volume, which will make for a really, really nice aperitif or digestive. Okay, just a little longer for that syrup to cool. I actually have it outside. It'll cool quicker, and we're going to put this all together. Our syrup is now cooled. It's time for the magic to begin. But just before we do that, I'm going to take a smidgen of our Amaro brew and see what it's like. Of course, it's very strong. What a beautiful bitter taste. Extremely bitter, and of course extremely strong. Okay, that's the before taste test. So let's take our simple syrup, or sugar syrup, and let's get it poured. In it goes. Look at the beautiful color. That's what I wanted, was that nice brown, darker color. Now, of course, you could have used regular white sugar as well if you don't want the darker color. But the brown sugar gives a nice dark color and also a little bit of a different flavor. Okay. Syrup is in. In comes our beautiful infused alcohol, which has also got a beautiful color. And here comes some of the cloudiness I see. But you know what? After I bottle it, that little bit of cloudiness will settle to the bottom of the bottle, and that's fine. You could drink that anyhow, but it won't be crystal clear unless, of course, you want to put it through a coffee filter or something like that. But I'm leaving it as natural as possible. Let's give it a good shake. Get things mixed up nicely. I'd say that's pretty good. Okay, a little bit of a drip there. Alrighty, now for the fun part. I got some beautiful water bottles here from Tuscany, and we're going to use those. It's all about reusing, right? Recycle, reuse. So I drank the water but did not throw the bottles away. I thought they'd make a nice bottle for my new liqueur. And you remember the name, right? Amarivo. That's right. Okay, we can't forget that. Alright, let's fill this bottle. It's a little bit cloudy, and that's to be expected. No worries there. Okay, let me fill these other bottles. Alright, and there we have it. You can see the color, and that is now a little bit murky. It's going to settle and clear up nicely, and any little bit of sediment will go on the bottom, and this will clear up really nicely and have a nice final color. As you can see, it's a beautiful, beautiful brown already, and again, that's what I was looking for. And now, folks, for the real taste test. And let's talk about that too, just a little bit. It's 30% alcohol, so I'll just do a little half shot. How's that? A little half shot. And I guess this toast is to you. Here's to your health and to your happiness. nice, very, very nice. You have a level of sweetness for sure with that sugar syrup, but then you have that little bit of a bitter kind of, I'm not going to say aftertaste. Okay, maybe I will say a bit aftertaste. So it's kind of a smooth going down, a little bit touch sweet, but then you take that bitterness. It's followed by that bitterness. What a beautiful Amaro Liqueur right here. And here's the thing. This is, of course, ready to drink right now. However, it's just like making wine. Of course you can drink wine after 2, 3, 4 weeks, but it really needs to develop and come into its own. So although I did the taste test now, you really want to wait at least 3 months. Give it 3 months and the flavors will settle in and combine very, very nicely. If you have the patience to wait 6 months, even better. So again, it's drinkable now, but it'll be much better 3 months from now. And thus, Amarivo is born. Wherever you're tuning in from, I hope you give this recipe a try. Have a little as an aperitivo or as a digestive after dinner. I think you're going to really enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of Cooking with the Koyas. Always great to see you, and until next time, bon appetito and salute. Oh, in 3 months, if it's dynamite now, it's going to be amazing in 3 months. Enjoy.